In this video, I made the most accurate tier list in the game with the top 5 players. Blue, the one who mastered the Aaron glitch. Faisal, who's probably the richest player in the game. EV, who conquered the time challenge leaderboard and constantly gets speedrun and raid world records. Feelings, who's been known for speedrunning ever since Cursed. And then there's me, who... Wait, why am I here? All of which being on the time challenge leaderboard, having good reputation and being well known in the community, also being able to reach 4 billion damage in a raid. So basically, the top 5 players in the game have made a tier list, so you know it's, first of all, isn't biased, cause multiple people have made it. Second of all, we've tested everything, because we have so many players, we've played for so long, everyone have basically played since release except Blue, and we've played for so long and we've tested a lot of stuff. And then third of all, and lastly, you also know that we know our stuff. We know when a character is good and we know when a character is bad, because we've played so much that we can see and feel for how good a character is in a certain game mode. And unlike some people who make one tier list every week and trying to farm views and literally have the same tier list or just change their opinion every single week, and don't even have the characters, the rating, we actually know our stuff. I know a lot of people are actually trying to help the community, but some of them are just trying to get attention by literally rating characters that they don't even have. Please, if you see your tier list, make sure to check who it is and try to figure out the intention of the tier list. Is it to farm views, or attention, like most people, or is it actually by someone who's well known in the community with good reputation and usually helps out the community? Anyway, the tier list is basically by overall usage. What I mean with that is overall as a character. Basically, how good the character is as an overall character, not in a specific game mode. So an example of that is like Gojo. The regular version, because Gojo is really good in raids, but really not good at anything else, to be honest. And then we also have usage and usefulness, basically how useful they are. So, for example, Gilgamesh and Broly, while they might not be the best mains, their assists are awesome. Like, you can't replace Gilgamesh and Broly's assists because they are the most damage dealing assists, one-time use. You can't really replace that with anything. Even though they're not S tier or anything, there's nothing better than them. So their usefulness is just higher than like someone like Alice. While Alice is a good character, you can easily replace Alice with someone better like Tengen, Shanks, Accelerator, Zoro, Kokushibo, Ryuka, the list goes on. So that's basically how the tier list will work. So we made this tier list like a week ago, but I'm only now posting the video because we made a few changes and everything to see if we actually find changes, so we can fix them before we actually post a legit tier list. Now, if you're wondering who awakened these characters, EV awakened Rengoku and Levi, I awakened Kirito and Luffy, and Priestess. We also have a few friends that awaken Saber from before. So we have awakened all characters and we have tested them out. So we should have an accurate estimate of every single character placement because we have every single character in the game now. Well, spread out together, not like one person has everything. Multiple people have stuff that we can compare with. So we should have an accurate tier list here. So yeah, I don't have to explain a lot, but I will explain some peculiarities and special questions. So first of all, why Shanks is over Accelerator? Shanks actually got a shadow buff. He had a glitch and the glitch got fixed, so now he's buffed. So, well, he's basically as good as Accelerator now. He deals like this exact same damage in raid, almost same time and dimension, the exact same damage as an assist. The thing is, Shanks is a bit more useful because he's a bit more free to play friendly, because Accelerator only gives more attack on the moves, while Shanks give full crit chance. So if you have 20% crit chance, Shanks is actually very good, but he gets like less and less useful the more crit chance you get, basically, in that sense. So yeah, that's why Shanks is over Accelerator. Rengoku, Levi, Kirito, and Luffy, Awakened, are all here. They're actually really good. Not only do they get like another move, those moves get so many boosts or like buffs, as well as an awesome assist. Most of these assists, or actually all of these assists, give good boosts. I'm pretty sure they nerfed Rengoku's by giving him critical chance instead of attack, but still, Levi and Kirito have boss damage, and Luffy has attack, which is still really good as assists. Rengoku is actually really good in dimensions, as well as the other characters, even Luffy. However, Rengoku is definitely the best out of those. Levi is actually the best out of those four in raids, but Rengoku is a close second. Kirito and Luffy are just not at the level as those two are right now, unfortunately. And as assists, Rengoku was the best, now probably not, as he gives critical chance. Kirito might be the best, and now you want maybe like Kirito and Saber even, because it gives some attack boosts and more DPS than Levi, so it might be the meta to use Kirito and Saber assists instead of Kirito and Rengoku. But yeah, they're here. Rengoku is slightly worse than Nezuko in raids and also dimensions, I think. And now his assist is basically the same, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. Levi is really good in raids, pretty good in dimensions as well, but just the assist, not that much damage. It's a good boost, but just not that much damage. Kirito is a good assist, he's a good main for dimensions, just not as good as those two, and not as good as those two in raids either. And Luffy doesn't have that dash move that most characters have, so he's not that good for dimensions, and his damage is actually kind of bad because it's really slow, and his main damage is, well, his punches, which isn't that strong anyway. We have a few characters here, all doing the same thing basically. These four characters you can basically do the same thing with. They're basically the same at everything. So they're good in dimensions since they have one good dash move, all of them. They're okay in raids because their main usage is dimensions, and all of these guys' assists except Zoro's are good. Zoro is still up there though, because he's actually like almost a better main than Kokushibo. Pretty sure it's like equal, but he's still up here. Yeah. Alice is also really good, as well as like Kirito, Levi, Rengoku, and Katakuri, but their usage is not, like, they're not as useful because these guys are just better, and you'd rather just get these guys instead of these guys. And like, yeah, the mains are just better than the mains at the bottom, so it's not like as big of a deal to get these as it is to get these. Kokushibo's always been good, Ryuko's always been good, Tengen is good now and always have been, I guess, and Zoro is still good even though he might not be at the top. Now, I will say that I'm not counting in that Shanks and Zoro gets and Tengen gets a damage boost in raid, because that will disappear eventually. But right now, currently, Zoro, Shanks, and Tengen, they're basically all OP because of the damage boost. But without that, they're about here. Here we have some good assists. Luffy I already explained. Now, Infinite Gojo is actually good now. He's definitely better than Eren. More damage in raid, actually. So that's a surprise, I guess. He's actually basically the same as Eren in dimensions. Slightly better, I think, because he's actually okay in dimensions because he has fast and high damaging moves, and he can move with them. So he's actually okay for dimensions, just doesn't have a dash move, so that kind of kills him. Alice, Katakuri, Levi, Rengoku, Kirito, Katakuri, they're all kind of the same. They have good dash moves, they're good for dimensions, not that good for raids, but they're just worse than these 4, which you could get easily. They're all like, there's one raid character, there's one Robux character, there's one boss rush character, and the one Scotch character. So you can get either one of these you can just get their alternative, basically. So it's just better to get these characters instead. So their usefulness isn't as good. Also, Yurichi, he's fallen off. His assist isn't even that good. It's not that good, and his main has never really been good. He was really good because of the Yurichi glitch before as well, but he's just fallen off now. And the regular Luffy just never have been good. He doesn't get a lot of damage, he's not good in dimensions, he's not good as an assist, just not that good. At least better than Estheth and Demon Lord Rimuru though. These are just really bad right now. Really bad assist, really bad for dimensions, not even good in raids, like they're not useful in anything. Eren, after the nerf, he's just such a bad character. He doesn't get any energy. Gojo here is basically, he's good in raids, he's a decent assist, but he's really bad in dimensions. So yeah, I put him in D tier. And I don't think he deserves higher, because you can just use Milim, much more damage, or you can even use like Shanks and Accelerator to get basically more damage. If you're at the point where Gojo is one of your best characters because you have good stats, then you definitely have other good characters as well. So Gojo's usage is not that good. The only reason you would use Gojo if you have good stats, but the only reason you would have good stats is because you have good characters otherwise. So you wouldn't really need Gojo either. I'm going to save Gilgamesh and Broly for last, pretty sure, so I'm going to go through the other awakenings. Saber, her assist is actually good, and she might be increased just because her assist is good. Maybe like Toga, like D tier, maybe near Gojo, but her main, her main is not good. And honestly, you could just awaken like Kirito or Levi for a good main and a good assist instead. Awakening Saber is just not the right play right now. Astolfo is mainly used as a support. He's still good though. He's actually still good. Really good in dimensions and really good in raids. But you'd probably want to use someone else, because you mainly use Astolfo as a buffer for other characters. So as a main himself, he isn't really that useful, because, well, like, you could just use another character. And his assist is just really bad. Priestess, you just use Priestess to buff other people. Maybe an Infinite, but I don't really count Infinite as a real game mode, so yeah. But yeah, Priestess just isn't something you really want to awaken unless you want to play like Infinite or heal others, but it's not for your own benefit, really. You don't gain anything from awakening Priestess, unlike what you get, like what you gain with awakening these characters. Even Luffy, you gain quite a lot because they're good characters. And then we have Gilgamesh and Broly. Now these two used to be really good, the best boss rush characters. And they're still good as assists. They have the most damaging one-time use assists. But that's not really that important. Like, the only reason why you would use them as assists, because they have so high damage, is in boss rush if you beat it fast. But now ACDR is so easy to get, you might honestly have use for like assists that have 60 seconds cooldowns, like Kirito and Saber. Like, and you don't really have to go fast. As long as you get under 5 minutes, you get the same rewards. You might go like 2 seconds faster with these assists, but that's nothing. And that's the only use they really have. Like in raids, you could definitely just use Kokoshibo instead as an assist. You could use Alice instead. You could use any, like, I have an assist tier list as well, which is statistics. So you wouldn't really use Gilgamesh and Broly in raids. You would kind of use them in dimensions, but like if you only get these for assists, then yeah, you definitely get Kokoshibo first either way, because he's a good main and a good assist. And these guys are just really bad mains right now. After nerfs, they're both really bad. Broly is actually better than Gilgamesh as a main. The only reason why I put Gilgamesh above Broly is because he's good at an irrelevant game mode, time challenge, and his assist initiates slightly faster than Broly, so he's actually more useful. So he's more useful than Broly, though Broly is better, actually. So, yeah, this is kind of the tier list, honestly. So, like, yeah, us five have, like, gone back and forth, talking about changes, talking about which character being good, which character being better than the other for about a week. And I think this is I know this is the most accurate tier list that's, first of all, we're ever going to see, and second of all, that we have ever seen. Like, no tier list has been this accurate before. Everything is basically tested, and everything has been confirmed and changed and, like, looked into by a lot of players. So yeah, that's basically the tier list, honestly. Now, obviously, I'm not saying this will stand forever. I'm going to change it whenever new characters comes out, and nerfs and buffs and everything. Now, it might not be 100% accurate, but it's definitely the most accurate tier list out there. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one.